Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. This is Femi Oguntayo Unfiltered. If you're new to this channel, make sure you click on the like button and let this video go further than it should. Today we're gonna be watching this video from the match against Inter. Liverpool won at the San Siro Stadium in Italy, and all of a sudden, Slot thinks he's back. You know, I mean, look at this interview. Of course, they're happy they got the win. But if you watch the game, I don't see anything different in that Liverpool team. I mean, seriously. If they had conceded first, if Inter also had some chances, some great chances, the only grace they had was that they had a good keeper in Alisson, because that Martinez header could have gone in, and we all know what Liverpool is this season. As long as you can score first against them, that's it. You know, even if they score you first, you can still find a way to come back. Most of the matches they've scored first in this season, they've either drawn or won. But obviously, that's if they score first. If you score them first, that's it. Go and check their records. Most of the matches they've lost this season, they consider they go first. And the moment they consider a goal, they won't be able to find themselves anymore. Now today, because they got a penalty, the 1-0 is even a penalty, and the penalty was so soft that if you watch the highlight, the player pulled the shirt right. He pulled the shirt, but it wasn't the shirt that caused him to fall. He didn't fall when the guy was pulling his shirt, but the moment the Liverpool guy lost the ball, he fell because he wanted the penalty, and the ref gave the penalty. But it's just crazy. Fine, they won, but that wasn't a convincing win. So they shouldn't be thinking they're back or something. Fine, I understand that it's been a very bumpy 2 days or 3 days after the Aston Villa after the Leeds game, but let's just watch this video. The way he was feeling himself, they were asking him questions about Mo Salah, and he just felt like, I understand he's the manager, but come on, this is Mo Salah we're talking about. Are you kidding me? Let's just watch the video.
The big win for many reasons. Let's deal with the footballing reasons first, because that puts you in the top 8 tonight. And those points could be, at the end of the reckoning of the league phase, very important in terms of finishing in the top 8.
Yeah, of course. We were 3 points behind Inter. And apart from that, if you want to end top 8, I think 15 points is the minimum you need. So, the best thing you can do then is win over here, which wasn't easy because...
Does it not remind you guys of this guy in Man U? I'm a Man U fan. I'm not a Liverpool fan, by the way. I'm a Man U fan. I've seen this script before. This reminds me of Ten Hag versus Ronaldo in Man U. And that one was even not as messy as this, but the way Ten Hag handled it made him fail at Man U. He totally lost the locker room, because there's no way you can try to form that you are the boss. And look at the guy. He looks like Ten Hag, with his beard, and he's also from the Netherlands. So I think those guys, they just have this. I understand you're the manager, but come on, there are ways you can handle star players. This is Mo Salah we're talking about here.
They have a very good team, started the season really well. But I think overall a good performance from us.
Yeah, and you set the team up differently tonight. There was, of course, pre-match, Lewis and I were chatting about the importance of the midfield helping the defence in terms of their job. Did you see that tonight, and were you pleased with that midfield performance?
Yeah, definitely. Although the midfield is always helping the defence a lot. But like you said, I think there was a lot of commitment from the players. Second half, I think we pressed a bit higher and more aggressive than.
And of course, they're trying to start with the football questions first, because we all know the main issue, the hottest topic right now is talking about Mo Salah. Everybody watched this game. There were a lot of games to watch today. I could have been watching Atlanta, watching Ademola Lookman because I'm Nigerian. In Atlanta, I could have been watching the Monaco Galatasaray game because I wanted to see Osimhen score or whatever. I could even be watching Chelsea. Of course, Atlanta was playing Chelsea. That was like the biggest game tonight for me, because Inter versus Liverpool. But because of the Mo Salah issue, that was why everybody's attention was on Liverpool. Tonight's game the main focus tonight could have been Barcelona or Chelsea. But because of Mo Salah, everybody was focusing on this game, and all of a sudden he doesn't want them to talk about the issue. Of course, people want to know what's going on. So they're gonna ask you the question, and these are journalists. That's what they want to hear you talk about. All this match, we saw the match, we know what happened in the match. You got the lucky win. So what else? What else? You're just gonna come here. Oh yeah, we tried again. We played well. We did this. We did that. Okay. But we want to hear what is going on in the background. Give us the news. Give us the juice. You know, he doesn't want to talk about the main issue. So here they're just trying to talk about the normal football stuff first before they go into the main issue. And you will see the moment they go into the main issue, he started feeling uncomfortable because he's not ready to take any responsibility.
First half, that had also to do with the changes Dave made. So in the first half, we decided to keep a +1 in the back. But in the first half they made a few changes, so it didn't feel right to do the second half, still do this, because Akanji went a few times all the way into the midfield. So we pressed them higher, but when we were outplayed, all 11 players came behind the ball.
I can even see the guy, the what's it called, the interviewers, they were just looking at them like, okay, yeah, we know, we watched the game. Let's move to the main issue where we are here.
Trying to make sure we didn't concede, and we were already a few times close, I think, to score. Which we didn't, although yeah, we did score, but that one was disallowed. And in the end, we got a penalty.
You even forgot they scored because they are
first penalty.
They are used to losing.
Your normal penalty taker is back at home, and I know you spoke.
Now they are moving to the Salah issue. Because of course, even the penalty they got today, if Salah was in the game, he would have been the one to take it. And you understand? This is your main player we're talking about here. So obviously, they had the penalty, which would have been taken by your playmaker if he was here. And even Gakpo, who was probably, I think, is probably the next in line if Salah was not there. Was not even on the pitch also. So obviously, there's no way you can skip that Salah question. I'm sure when he was going to that interview, he was already thinking of what to say. So I don't understand why he was getting angry when we were talking about Salah.
4 hours. Does that result?
See his face. Look at his face.
From you in terms of what has happened over the last day.
If you mean the 3-3 against Leeds and the draw against Sunderland, then you're correct. Then it's a relief. But that is something different than what you were just describing.
So you can't say.
He think he's smart. He's trying to be smart about the answer. Not trying to talk about Salah or whatever.
Separate what's happened. That still is.
I separate these things. Yeah. I think it was really hard for the players to concede in the last minute against Leeds, where, in my opinion, we already played a very good game. We hardly conceded a chance. That's in the last 4 games in general. We've hardly conceded a chance. To go away there with 3 goals conceded and a draw was really hard to take. And then that was already emotional. Then what happened afterwards was emotional, I think, as well. Cost maybe a little bit of energy. 4th game in 10 days. 13 outfield players available that have Premier League or Champions League experience. That shows you, I think, the resilience.
The energy you talk about that it took away, not just from you. You think it took energy away from the group as well? What has happened over?
We should ask them, but like I said, conceding the 3-3 in extra time is already a big blow after the week we had, because we were so close of picking up 7 points out of 3 games. Then you concede. Then of course there's a lot of things being said, and I think that always affects a team a little bit as well. If you've been in the dressing room, you know, okay, it's about a player with the manager, but or with the club, but that normally affects players a bit as well, especially because he's been so influential for the club and for the players. So it's never nice, I think, to see something happens like this to one of their teammates.
Would you like to sit down and have communication with Mo Salah before he goes off to AFCON at the weekend?
I think tonight it should be all about what we've done over here in a stadium like this against Inter winning. All the focus should be on that tonight, and I can fully understand if I go Friday again into the press conference that all questions will be about Mo. But
of course, because you have to attend to it and put it to bed. You have to give them what they want to hear. If you're going full war with Mo Salah, let us know. If you're still going to mend issues with him, let us know. And if you don't want to talk about him at all again, which is what I think he's trying to do here, then let us know. Then we'll know where you stand. We'll know where your future, where your future is going. Because right now, just like my caption in this video, I think the end is near for Arne Slot, because with the stance he's trying to take here, he's not trying to mend any issues with Mo Salah. I understand that Mo Salah went public with his issue, which some would say is wrong and all that, but I mean, come on, this is Mo Salah we're talking about. Disrespect is just too much. If this was like a Ronaldo or Messi that did this, I'm sure the backing they're gonna be getting is gonna be more than what Salah is getting. Of course, I'm sure a lot of people will say, "Oh, no player is bigger than the club," blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, some people are still gonna back more people are still gonna back the likes of Ronaldo, Messi than they are backing Mo Salah. You can see a lot of analysts, a lot of pundits talking about the fact that Mo Salah, they are just passing Mo Salah. Even Carragher, that one is another story for another day. Even that one coming out and saying Mo Salah was a Chelsea failure before he came to Liverpool. He hasn't won anything with Egypt, as if he himself talking about himself being a Liverpool legend. We even made him a legend of Liverpool. He played for Liverpool. He scored more own goals than goals. I know he was a defender, but how many defenders have more own goals than goals? He scored more own goals than goals. He didn't win any trophy with Liverpool, any Premier League trophy with Liverpool. He didn't win any trophy with England, and he's here talking about the fact that Mo Salah hasn't won anything with Egypt, and he was a Chelsea failure. I mean, the disrespect is just too much, But let's continue to watch what Arne Slot was saying here.
We speak about them.
Well, I don't exactly agree on that because
I like the fact that Seedorf didn't just agree with what he was saying. Like, let's talk about this issue, because the thing is, like you're gonna hear, if you don't talk about it, there will be a lot of assumptions, a lot of people are just gonna be saying a lot of things that they don't really know. So you are the one in the best position to give us a clear picture. Okay, this is what is going on. This is what I'm planning to do. And if you fail at it, at least you know that you came out clean. Not all this trying to be the tough guy.
Journalist now.
Yeah. And I mean.
So you're a journalist now.
You're a journalist now.
Yeah. And I mean, we have obviously.
They are from the same country, so that's why you can, that was how the bromance was there. Like, oh, they know each other, so it's not like.
For you and
it's
and
not weird
and everything, and we don't want to be polemic, but it's also to understand because there's a lot of assumption made by us as well. Do you have the intention though to bring him back, like? Because that is our view, right? I would love to see that happen because everybody makes mistakes.
Me too.
Things happen, and you always have the spirit. What is your spirit, which we can?
Yeah, but then you say everyone makes mistakes in life. So the first thing should be, does the player think he's made a mistake as well?
But how are you going to know that if you don't talk with him? So you're going to talk with him to understand that?
I haven't said that I'm not going to talk to him. I just said that the focus should be.
I know.
And then the next question is, should the initiative come from me? Or from him? Now that's another question to answer. But as I said, the focus for tonight should be about, for example, Virgil, because the fans are singing for him. But not only Virgil, I think Ibu Konate, he's had maybe a few difficult moments recently, but he played an outstanding game today as well against two very good strikers.
No, the team has performed definitely. We all agree on the fact you were very compact and everything. The curiosity here, Anna, because we know how important the rest of the season will be.
Yeah.
And that's why this topic is important, not because we want to talk about the polemics, but you just said something very important. Your players here perform very well.
Yeah.
You're laughing.
It's going in another angle.
Because it's you have shaped a team from last year, taking over from a very nice run they had. All the goodies came. Last year I said you guys peaked too early in the Champions League. Right. This year it's struggling a little bit more.
I don't think we peaked too early. We had bad luck that after ending up first we had a draw against
That's
PSG.
True. That's true.
And we peaked against them because we were the only team that brought them to penalties. So yeah, I don't think we peaked too early, but unfortunately we had to play a team.
That was already a final practically.
Practically, although afterwards they had with Arsenal and Aston Villa some difficult opponents as well. But like I said, we were the only one who could bring them to penalties last season, and unfortunately we were not able to win against them. But they deserved to win it in the end because they had a fantastic season with so many good players.
I just wanted to share what I said, so you don't have to answer anything. I said that I believe that the team, the club, and the coach, when a player is hurt for whatever reason, right, wrong, whatever, should make the first step and open the door for him to then see what is happening. This is was my comment.
Yeah. Okay. That's your opinion.
So no. So I'll see what's going to happen.
Daniel,
Anyway,
you
good
wanna
luck with
come in?
that.
Yeah, of course. Of course, I'd love the situation to be resolved with Mo. I love Mo and love the club, and would love for you to repair the relationship with him. That would be great. On tonight, defensively, Arne, how impressed were you with your team's commitment in the defensive phase? Clean sheet in the Champions League against a very difficult opponent, playing away from home. How do you feel about that tonight?
I think I've said a few times already after the PSV and Nottingham Forest game where we've conceded 7 goals in 2 games. I think it was time for us to concede less, and I think that's what we did afterwards. So the first game against West Ham we had a clean sheet, conceded the first chance in the 90th minute. Then we played Sunderland where we conceded the first chance in the 96th minute because when they scored that wasn't even a chance. Leeds hardly created a chance against us, scored a set piece, got a penalty from the VAR and made a good goal. And tonight again, I think
when they talk about someone getting a penalty from the VAR, you got a penalty from the VAR today too. So
and a free kick that came close. For the rest, I think I saw a performance from a team that worked really hard, showed a lot of resilience after another disappointment, because I think the goal we scored on another night that would have been a goal. That was maybe the only 5, 6, 7 minutes afterwards where we struggled, but we showed character in the second half. We changed a little bit the tactics, and we did really well.
Could I just ask one more question? Sorry. The creative chemistry. You've got a lot of games coming up, and you've got a lot of new attackers. You of course lose Mo to AFCON. With the games being so quick, how do you plan to build on the chemistry, whether it be on the training field? Is it via video, or how do you plan to do that?
No, it's mainly then video, what you can use. Although Saturday we play, and I think then we have a week off. Not a week off. We can train a week before we play Tottenham away. I think there's again a week in between before we play at home against Wolves. I'm not 100% sure. So there is a bit more training time coming up.
There, your fixture list's up there.
Okay.
There you go.
I was right.
You're right.
Wolves, yeah.
you were right.
No, but I think it's
you're supposed to know your match.
That you play 4 games in 10 days. It's not common to play 3 games in 7. And that's what we had to deal with only 13 outfield players available tonight. If I exclude our very talented players that we also brought to this game. But all 3 of them have no Premier League or Champions League experience. And Conor Bradley suspended on the weekend. So another challenge coming up because Brighton had a week to prepare for us. And we've got a few days for them now.
All right. So what I think is this. I've seen this script before, like I said. As a Man United fan, we all saw what happened with Ten Hag and Ronaldo, and it didn't end well for Ten Hag, even though Ronaldo left the club. But at the end of the day, Ten Hag also lost his job. Apparently, at the end of the day, because this kind of stuff has a way of destroying the team. If you're making it look like a player cannot hear their disappointment in any way, because you are the coach, you are going to do whatever you want to do because you want to show that you are the manager, you are the man here, you are the tough guy, you are the manager. There was this interview I was watching recently, about, from him when he was saying, reacting to this Mo Salah issue. I think it was a press conference leading to this game. He was saying something about, my gentility doesn't mean I'm weak. This is not about whether you're weak. It is not because you're weak that Mo Salah went to the press. It's because he felt like that was the only way he could express himself. He did it in the past and it worked for him. Maybe this time around he miscalculated and this might go wrong for him and this might be the end of his Liverpool career, which will be very sad. And it's not going to be good for you and Arne Slot. It tells a lot about how you manage the dressing room, how you manage players. Wherever you go after Liverpool, they will see that and they will say, oh, this man doesn't treat his star player well. You came to Liverpool just 1 year ago. I've always said it. This man came and inherited a team that was already good under Klopp. That was why he won the Premier League. People are always saying, oh yeah, he won the Premier League last season. Forget about he won the Premier League last season. He came and managed a team. How many players did they buy last season? That wasn't that didn't really work with what was it called, with Klopp. Now he came, he won the Premier League. All of a sudden, everybody think, oh, he's the greatest manager. Okay, he's the greatest manager. Now they gave him almost £500 million to get new players. He got all the best players in the world. Now he's number 12 on the Premier League table. He's lost several matches. I mean, this is the worst Liverpool season ever. And now they're going to lose their star player, all because they went to the press. I know what they did. Yeah, going to the press to hear his disappointment and his issues might be wrong. Yeah, he's wrong to do that. But as a manager, just like Sidov was saying, call him. People make mistakes. I understand what he's also saying, that okay, maybe the player needs to understand that he's wrong. But have you tried? I feel he needs to try, because it shouldn't be looking at ego here. This is not about ego. This man is the star player in the team. He's been there for almost 8 years before you came into the team. So you met him here. Well, you're the manager, fine. Well, that doesn't mean you can't listen to Mo Salah and even learn from him. Okay, for example, let's look at it this way. In Inter Miami, Mascherano is the coach there. Are you telling me Mascherano will be bossing over Messi there? Of course not. I'm sure Messi will be telling him, this is what I think we should do about this next game. Maybe we should use me in front. Let me start from the substitution. I'm sure it might be happening there, even though we might not see it on camera. But the way this man has treated Mo Salah, I don't think he has treated him well as the star player that he is. Because for Mo Salah to come out and say, I had a good relationship with him, now I don't even have any relationship with him anymore, it says a lot. So I just feel if he wants to save his job, the best thing is to do is find a way to talk to Mo Salah one-on-one, no media, whatever. Let us just see that you guys together, both of you come together in a press conference and you address the press and you say everything is fine now. Mo Salah, I've spoken to Mo Salah. He has realized what he did. He know what he did was wrong and it won't happen again. But we're going to find a way to inculcate him back to the team. Just be the man here. And I hope seriously, I hope that he does that. And when Mo Salah, even before he goes to AFCON, maybe the next game, he should probably put him in the lineup, starting lineup, in the match day lineup, and maybe bring him in from the substitution and all that. Don't leave him on the bench. You can't leave a star player like Mo Salah on the bench and not bring him on. I know the last game he was saying that because they already won, he just felt like he didn't need to bring in Mo Salah anymore. But come on, 3 games in a row, you put him on the bench. If you want to put him on the bench first time, just to prove a point, just to test something, you tried first time, you lost or you draw. You tried the second time, you lost. You tried the third time, you drew. I mean, come on. If that doesn't tell you it's not a problem, I don't know what else you need to know that it's not a problem. Because you want today now, they want to be making out. You only won from a penalty that was very controversial decision. So I don't know this issue with Mo Salah. They think Mo Salah Mo Salah is never the problem. You have a very bad defense. The defense is very soft. Today, maybe they tried a little bit, but it's because of the pressure the people have been mounting on them. So I feel like he needs to sort this rubbish out with Mo Salah. Probably use him against Brighton before he goes for AFCON. And when he comes back to AFCON, I hope Salah proves all these stupid people like Karaga wrong and do well, perform well in Egypt at the AFCON. Even though I'm Nigerian, I want Nigeria to win. But I want Salah to really perform. Even if they didn't win, he should score a lot. He's been doing that. The fact that they've not won the AFCON doesn't mean he's still not the best player, a good player. Because we know what happens when you're in a team where you are the only star player. There's only much you can do. The fact that Haaland is in Norway doesn't mean Norway is going to win the World Cup. No matter how good Haaland is, the fact that they even qualified for the World Cup is just his individual brilliance, which Egypt, Salah has also done in the past, taking Egypt to like semi-finals, quarter-finals, or whatever in the AFCON, but they didn't win it. Not because Salah is not a good job. It's just because Salah is probably the most talented player in the team, and there's only much he can do. We saw what happened with Ronaldo over the years. Before he was even lucky to win 1 Euros, and that's it. And right now he hasn't even won the World Cup. Normally, Ronaldo should be someone with his hard work and everything to have won the World Cup, but he hasn't won the World Cup because it's not about just one player. Of course, there's only much he can do. So you can't say because he hasn't won the AFCON, he's not the best player that he is. Come on, this guy came to Liverpool. He's won Premier League twice in 8 years. Come on, Premier League twice. You think it's easy for a team to win Premier League twice in 8 seasons. And this guy has been very instrumental. Last season we saw what he did. So you can't even write off what Mo Salah is in this team. So I just hope Mo Salah goes to the AFCON and proves everybody wrong and comes back and, you know, retain his position in the team. It's just so sad that it looks like a bad timing, because if he leaves for the AFCON now with all this rubbish going on, if this man doesn't use him against Brighton, that might be the end of Salah in Liverpool, because the January transfer is going to come and there might be some transfer surprise that we might not even see coming, you know. So it's just so sad. I think this might be the end of things for Salah, and I think it's also the end for Arne Slot, because if Salah leaves because of this issue, it's not going to end well for Arne Slot. It's definitely not going to end well for Arne Slot, because I'm sure they're not going to probably make Champions League this season with the way they are going, except I don't even know, because I can't expect them to be spending another money in the January transfer window trying to buy any player right now, because the money they spent in the transfer window, in the last transfer window, is just too much to be spending another money in January again. So if they're not going to buy any new player and they're going to continue to stick with this team, with this coach, I don't think they're going to go anywhere. The best thing for them is back Mo Salah when he comes back from AFCON and sack this man. Seriously, it's going to destroy this club. Or let's just say this thing, because it can't destroy Liverpool. Even if it destroys it now, Liverpool is going to come back always, as they always do. But it's going to destroy the club to a certain extent. The dressing room is going to be totally destroyed, and Liverpool is going to be like Man U last season, where they are like almost in 15th position, almost going into relegation. Right now, they're already in 12th. Who would have thought that by now, Man U even be ahead of Liverpool on the log? If you told me in the beginning of the season that by the time it's December, Man U will be in 5th position, Liverpool will be in 12th, I would say not lie. Even as a Man U fan, you understand what I'm trying to say? So this is how bad Liverpool is right now. So I think this man should just save his career, and not just his season right now, his career, because we all know what happened to Ten Hag after he left Man U. He left Man U and he was signed to, what's it called? Was it Bayer Leverkusen? After Alonso left, and they signed him. And he hasn't even played more than 2 games, and they sacked him again, because they saw that this man cannot. Maybe he went there again and started to show him I'm the man of the room, I'm not weak. He's trying to show that he's the man. He's doing a tough guy thing, and the management saw that, oh, this one cannot work here. We all know how Alonso, bonded with the team, and they played they had a very great season, and this one came now. He's trying to show himself, and we all know what happened to him. He was sacked, and now he's clubless. We don't even know where he's going next. Maybe where else is going, he's going to get sacked again. So if that's what you want for yourself, Arne Slot, continue to show yourself as a tough man. But if you want to build your career as a manager, players will make mistakes. Bring him together, bring him back, and just correct him, because it's not just any player. This is not any player. If it's just any player now, you can say, okay, yeah, they should go to hell. Who is he? This is Mo Salah we are talking about. The Liverpool fan base is divided right now. We all know that. Some people are saying, yeah, they are backing Arne Slot, and deep down in them, they know that no, we should be backing Salah. And some people are backing Salah, and you don't want that as a manager, because that's not going to help you. So I feel he should not beg Mo Salah, call him, talk to him, let him realize what he did was wrong, and I'm sure Mo Salah is going to probably apologize. That what he did was wrong, or find a way to just find common ground and come out and do a press conference together and trash the whole thing and put everything to bed and put him back in the team and let everybody have fun, instead of trying to show yourself as a strong man. This is Mo Salah we're talking about. We're not talking about just any other player. So that's it for today. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think, we all know what Salah did was wrong, but do you think this is the end for Salah, and the end is near for Arne Slot, just like I said? Or do you think Slot is gonna win this at the end of the day and Liverpool is gonna come back because Mo Salah is out of the team? Let me hear what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.